to stay or drop my bags off at least. Only about a kilometer away from the station, so that's good. Alright, thanks for clicking on Backpackers or Bust. My name's Patrick, the host, and we're going to be going over Phnom Penh today, but with a little bit more details about price and, I don't know, getting into the city. So, when you first arrive, you're either coming in by the train from Battambang or probably a sleeper bus from Siem Reap. So now you've gotten into Phnom Penh, you're going to want to probably take a tuk-tuk to get to your hostel, hotel, wherever you're going to be staying at. You're going to want to use the Grab app. That's probably your best bet because you're going to get an honest price. And since you're new to town, you're going to want to get used to what their tuk-tuk prices are to get from place to place. Alright, so now you've got the Grab app, you're in the tuk-tuk, you go to your hostel, you check in, make sure you got your passport and everything. Most hostels are around $5 a night from what I've seen there, and then you get hotels for like 10 to 20, and that's kind of your Phnom Penh prices unless you want to go like extremely extravagant. If you're trying to decide on maybe a location of where you want to be inside the city, there's Riverside and there is the Royal Palace. That's a pretty good little area there. It's convenient to get around to all the different places. It's walking distance from like Central Market and the train station pretty much. And then you're going to want to look at food because you're probably going to be hungry. You can walk around the neighborhoods and find some local Khmer food. They do have some pizza places, and you'll definitely find a KFC, definitely a Papa John's. But if you don't want to be walking around looking right off the bat, you can probably just use the Grab app again. The cost is so minimal. Delivery is like 50 cents, so you might as well get food delivered instead of walking out after you've been traveling all day or all night. You're also going to find Amazon coffee all over the place, and you'll be familiar with Amazon coffee if you're coming from Vietnam or if you're coming from Thailand. And they do have 7-Elevens, but not nearly as many 7-Elevens as you'll find in other countries. When you walk down the street, you're also going to notice some of the bars and clubs that they have. You'll notice the drink prices can really vary. I've seen little hotel bars offering 50-cent beers. I've seen dollar beers right on the street at the bars. And then some of the rooftop ones, they start creeping into like $3-4 for a beer. So be a little bit careful if you start going to a rooftop beer bar, and make sure that you keep track of what the prices are so you don't get surprised, because you might be kind of accustomed to a certain price range, and then you don't want the surprise after the bills come. That actually reminds me of another point. If you do order drinks or go to the bar, another tactic is you could pay per drink as you go so you don't have any surprises. And tipping is a little bit different if you're American when you're in a lot of other countries. And when you're walking around, you're going to get a lot of tuk-tuk drivers come up to you, and they're going to be hitting you up for tours with the poster board and pointing out the different temples and places and how much they're willing to charge to take you around. They're going to offer you drugs, girls, whatever. I generally avoid the tuk-tuk drivers, unless I order them on a Grab app, because there's always that chance that you could be getting involved in like a setup or something. So do it at your own risk. Alright, went to the embassy. As you can see, it's right over there. And then there's Wat Phnom Penh, you can see poking out through the trees. Wow, the embassy's kind of boring, and there's no Americans there. It's just Cambodians working there. I was expecting to see some military or, I don't know, American people. But this is right next to it. Good view of the city of Phnom Penh. walking, it looks like the nice part of Phnom Penh, heading to the United States Embassy. A little bit warm today, but yeah. Alright, city center here. You got the US Embassy right there. The only mall I've noticed right here. But yeah. Alright, well here I am, Riverside, Phnom Penh. I'm waiting for some pizza to get cooked. So hopefully you've been enjoying my video about Phnom Penh. To give you a reference for their currency, you're basically gonna get about 31 to 3,400 or 3,100 to 3,400 to the US dollar. Their rates don't typically change too much there. Their money, you definitely want to make sure you get rid of any of it, exchange it before you leave the country, unless you're keeping it as a gift. Currency exchanges in Thailand and Vietnam don't really even want to mess with the Cambodian rial. You've got tons of tours you can take when you're in Phnom Penh. They've got a lot of boat tours and boat dinners. You can see some of the dragon boats earlier in the video. And if you want, you can even rent bikes and bike around. You have all the Khmer Rouge history there, the different prisons, encampments and stuff that they had, and there's the Cambodian killing fields not far outside of Phnom Penh. They have En Mall. There's like 3 of those within the city, and all those are pretty impressive and have a lot of different shopping and eating opportunities for you, along with the International Exchange Mall. There's also a neat little art school right by the Royal Palace. You just have to Google it, and then there's a bunch of shops on the other side of the street from the art school, and these shops, they sell different art stuff. So if you're not backpacking and you got some space or some way to transport art, it could be an option. Now if you go to Central Market, you can buy as much of the fake good stuff as you want. A good reference, there's Louis Vuitton duffel bags that are a good size, and you can get those for $25 to $45 depending on the quality, and there's always, a couple different grades of quality, and if you look close you can definitely tell. Same with the wallets and the belts, those are all incredibly cheap. You can get Cambodia t-shirts for like $2 a shirt. You can get the fake Gucci shirts, t-shirts and whatnot for $2 or $3, I believe. They have your fake watch options there, lots of Rolex and Omegas and Patek Philippe's, and you can choose between the quartz version of them, and you can get those for $10 a piece. That shouldn't be a problem. Or you can go for the automatic ones, which are going to have a Chinese automatic movement, and you're probably going to need to get it serviced. But to get an automatic, good-looking fake Omega or Rolex, you can get them for like $25, $35. But remember, they may need to get serviced to even be somewhat accurate. So there's that cost too. Which if you're going to do, I recommend getting it serviced in Cambodia. Because if you come back to the States to get it serviced, it's going to run you $200 or $300. Same with Europe. I didn't check the price, but I'll be going back and I'll be doing that. But my guess would be in Cambodia, it shouldn't be more than $40 or $50. Which for watch maintenance is pretty good. And as long as they got a timeographer to make sure that everything's right with the beat rate and everything, you can be pretty confident they did a good job. As far as the fake shirts, like the t-shirts and everything for Gucci and whichever other, Christian Dior, yeah, those you can pretty much tell they're fake, but they're cheap, And I'm not a very good judge of quality when it comes to a lot of that designer brand stuff. The bags, you can definitely tell the really good ones. They look like just really expensive bags. And they'll usually come with all the hardware. And usually, like, let's say Louis Vuitton, it'll say it on all the hardware. And they'll have all the straps and the extra stuff inside the bag. So just make sure all that's there, and you can get away with a pretty good deal. As far as the gems and the jewels, and you're going to see a ton of those when you go into the Central Market, I don't trust any of that. If you're like a professional jeweler of some type, maybe you can find a deal, but they all look plastic. So I would not mess with any of the jewels or anything, and they have a lot of sunglass ones there, but I had a good pair that I brought with me, and I got another $2 pair of fake Ray-Bans when I was on the border, so I was covered on the sunglass side at the time. But yeah, you'll have to check out Central Market. That was probably the best market I had when I was traveling through Southeast Asia. And this is going to pretty much conclude the rest of my video and my little Phnom Penh excursion. So thank you for watching, especially if you made it this far. I guess like everybody says, like and subscribe. And I'll catch you on the next video.